Hello, Reckoning7, and welcome to a brand new game. Today, and in the future, we're going to be looking at Terra Invicta. So this is going to be a new running Let's Play on the channel. What is Terra Invicta? So for anyone unaware, it's a grand strategy game made by the people that did the Long War mod for XCOM 2. And it's around about aliens turning up on Earth and then humanity's response to that. And you can pick a number of factions, which has a variety of stances on aliens, from very, very hostile to very, very friendly. The aliens are nefarious, so that's not a spoiler in any way, shape or form, but you can still help them if that's the way you are inclined. So quite an interesting title, and there's a bunch of different phases to it almost, which you'll see as we start playing. The first couple hours are very kind of almost geopolitical simulator type, get control of Earth, and then it morphs into this almost like 4x resource exploitation of a solar system and all sorts of good stuff. So let's stop jibber jabbering on about it and let's just jump into it. We're going to be doing there's only one star at the minute. The game is out on Steam but in early access, so changes and things may happen. I'm also hopeful that we don't do any kind of game breaking stuff during the run, but there's always a chance this run eventually hits a early access update that kills it, but we'll see how to get on. We'll play full sources, and there are 8 factions in the game. I can't remember off the top of my head, but essentially these are their positions. So you can all the way from appease the aliens to resist the aliens to just leave the Earth and to just make a bunch of money and all sorts of different things. Alright, here's the factions here. Resistance, Humanity First, Initiative, Servants, Protectorate, Academy, and Exodus. So these are obviously resist the aliens. These guys are a bit more extreme, just annihilate aliens, they should be dead. Initiative is, I think that's the make all the money from aliens. Servants are let's enslave ourselves to aliens, essentially. I can't remember which Protectorate I do now. They do something else. Academy's all about science, and Exodus is all about leaving Earth. These guys are about proving we're equal to the aliens. But there we go. Anyway, so what we're going to do with this one, we're going to be looking at the servants. And there's 2 reasons I'm going to look at the servants. 3 reasons, actually. Tell a lie. First, I don't have huge amounts of hours in this game. I've got about 6 hours, I think, into Resistance playthrough in my own time, just to try and get ahead of things and learn the game. And the servants is said to be slightly easier because the aliens have a bit of an edge. So it seems like a good run to pick when I don't have a lot of experience in the game, and it's one you want to do at some point. Well, those are kind of 2 reasons, and then the 3rd reason is there wasn't, although I think I'm now wrong, but when I was planning this out, there wasn't actually anyone doing a servants run on YouTube that I could find. I think that's now incorrect, and someone has done one, but well, things were already put in motion, so we're going to stick with it. Great. So this is it. We're going to normal start. We're just going to kick things off. There's a little bit of a loading time. It's not the longest loading time in the world, but for those of you on the up jobs, I'll put a quick cut in, and then we're going to jump into the cutscene. Funsies.
We remember the day the stars answered, the day we learned we were not alone, as a familiar sun rose on an unfamiliar universe. Some of us saw wondrous possibility, and others existential danger. The astronomers had insisted that the bright streak in the sky was no natural phenomenon. Most of us didn't really believe them until it burned through our atmosphere and crashed in a remote region, leaving only wreckage and uncertainty. In our ignorance, we fractured, taking refuge in our most primal emotions. Each of us saw what we wanted to see. Rapture, fear, revelation, lies, and at the nexus, salvation. We entreat our earthly forms to its cleansing flame, praying that we will be found worthy. For only by accepting we are servants may we ascend, and only by excising the doubt within and around us may we be brought into its holy embrace.
So there we have it. We are essentially an alien worshipping cult that wants to willingly enslave the human race to these awesome aliens. So, first things up, you see that the alien vessels crashed in Russia. We're about to get a bit of a voiceover from our council leader. So each of the factions essentially represents a council, which are pressing forward their interests. And we will see our council leader come chat to us in a minute.
And to you, Superior.
Here she is. Judith Howell.
Appointed you as our acting representative and military commander.
Don't need to worry about it for just yet. And we'll get some objectives which help you kind of steer your gameplay in towards what will be your faction victory. Cool. So this is the start of the game where we have the world. And like I say, the first part of the game, we're going to be very, very focused on Earth and on building ourselves a position in here by taking over, by exerting control over various countries and aligning them to the servants' goals, to our goals. And our other opposing factions will be doing the same thing. But you are not earthbound forever, and as you go out, you'll see there's a whole solar system out here, which we will eventually get to, but not for a while. So let's jump back into the Earth. Cool. So we are... Slow zooming. Come on. Right, good. So how are we going to do this kind of thing? Well, we have a team of councillors. Well, it's a fairly small team at the minute. So we've been randomly given to two people. We've got Ellen and Vajendra. Okay, so... Oh, she's terrible at persuasion. That's not great. So these guys obviously have stats. Persuasion, investigation, espionage, command, administration, science, security, and depending on what job you want to do, they use a stat. Nothing particularly untoward there. You are absolutely terrible, though. Early game, persuasion is very important because that's going to be doing a lot of your exert and control type stuff. Admin's also a very important stat because that depicts or makes how many additional organizations you can have, which is something we'll deal with later. And yeah. And that's not great. Not great for a start. So, these are organizations. They give bonuses and are really powerful. And each one takes up an admin point, which corresponds to the number of stars. So, more admin, more orgs. Orgs are good. But our councillors are not good. So, we have an open gap at the minute. We can recruit 4. We only have 50 influence, so we're only able to pick up no one. Usually you start with 30. Okay, well, there's going to be no one this turn, so we can come look at our councillors next turn. I'm probably going to fire Ellen long term, but I can't afford to replace her right now, so let's not. Each of our councillors, well, let's go to this screen and into this screen. You see them here. Can do a number of jobs. No, I'm still in space view. Ha! That confused me. Right. Wait, what have I done? Where are your jobs? There we go. Right, I had to unpause the game. Panic over, I know what I'm doing. Okay, so, and you see each of your jobs down here. They're not the same. Different councillors can do different things. Organizations can help with this, but it's something to be aware of, as well as looking at stats for people, is looking at actually what jobs they can do and how useful they're going to be. So, first decision we have to make is which parts of the world we want to take over. Now, long term, you can confederate bits of the world together, so you could focus on Europe and try and build the European Union. America, just even on its own, is a very, very strong country, so it's always a useful one to have, but difficult to do so. We, I think, are probably going to lean east. Since we are the bad guys, I thought, why not, from my Western-centric view of the world, look at the rest of the bad guys. Although, okay, not. I was tempted to try and maybe come to Russia, but that's a huge amount of public support for the Academy. So generally, the amount of public support people have makes your life easier there for trying to take control. As you can see, most places are fairly neutral. But yeah, a couple of them are very pro-Academy, which is common at the start of the game. A few places are very pro-Academy, but that does change. Interesting. We shall have a look. Maybe we'll try and grab some small people in Central Asia and work our way into Russia. Oh, who likes us? Afghanistan's a little bit pro-servants. Okay. Not the most useful country in the world. Well, let's look. If we want to do... So, how do you control a nation? Well, you do a control nation mission, and that secures one of these points. And once you get Actually, once you get any points, you can start influencing the nation if you have the executive you're deemed to be in control. But you do have a cap, they all build up to this control point cap, so it limits what you can do. Right, that's a lot of chatting. If I said, hey, go to Russia 6%, that's rubbish. That's really rubbish. We could get some of these little ones, and little ones, it does help if you get things which are on the border. Although they're not the greatest, but we could try and pick up a few of these. And then push into Russia. Oh, Mongolia actually is quite useful because it does border them both. What about North Korea? We could do an early nab of North Korea. Despite the fact the initiative is loved here, we could grab North Korea quite early. And I'm tempted by that idea, actually. What else could we do? We have some. We can spend influence to make this more likely. I don't want to do that just yet until I've got 4 operatives. Or could maybe start somewhere like Belarus and then move into Russia. Let's do that. 68%. I mean, I said I wasn't going to spend anything, but I think I'll spend 1 tick. 75% success. That sounds reasonable. Ellen, you useless bag of everything. What are you going to do? Yeah, 17. So he was 75 or 60 something. She's 17. It's because she's rubbish. See, persuasion 1. You could go investigate alien stuff. Fine, I suppose. I'd almost rather do control point grabbing, but you're so bad at your job. This hurts. I mean, do I want to do a 1 in 3 for some of these little places? Me. The answer's not really. Okay, you just grab North Korea for no real reason. Actually, I don't even. We've got a nuke, I suppose that's helpful, but. Anything else I want to do? Oh, okay, we might go in here. And although I'm not interested maybe in Slovakia long term, what we could do is we can just go in here and trash the country. And get loads of money and things out of it. And then just give it up later when we've got what we want. Okay, we'll try that. So I want control of things to begin with. That was a really long first turn. Right, so then what's going to happen is actually going to take 2 weeks. And then we will get our results and choose some new missions. Management team. We can get more influence, more science, more ops, more money. I think I want influence. Although ops is hard to come by. But, and eventually you don't need as much influence, but I think influence is quite important early doors. So we're going to grab it. The Security Council meets. I think. Oh, we're not going to deliver a manifesto. Although it gains 50 influence. Everyone's going to hate us eventually. Maybe we just come out with it. Maybe we just go, we're here, we love the aliens, come and join us. Let's do it. I want that influence.
We can join them as brothers and sisters if we.
Not gonna happen. All right, sweet. That allows us to recruit 1 and maybe replace the other person. Oh, nice. Okay, we've got first point in Belarus. Someone spotted us. Fine, no problem. Okay.
We're taking over.
Oh, and she got Slovakia. Beautiful. 1 in humanity. The growing realization that we're not the sole sapient species in the universe is causing many to see our fellow humans in a new light, leading to hopes we can overcome our capacity for strife to address the alien as one people. Oh, okay. Cool. So now we have control over bits of Slovakia and bits of Belarus, and within that we can start to steer the country. So you can see we can have this options down here about how we invest the country's resources essentially, and you can see it towards boosting the economy, welfare, knowledge output, all that good stuff. We can boost the military. We could just nick it, spoil. So let's just give us stuff. So that's kind of illegitimate, or there's kind of legitimate funding, all that good things. Right, what do we want to do? Do I have any ones saved? What do I have? Oh, Banksian, Romson. Well, that's an interesting one. No. I did have one. Just give me all the money. I might do this for Slovakia. We're just gonna trash it. I don't really care about the country. I mean, long term. Are you even long term in the wider? What do you call it? I can't remember. The Eastern European bloc thing you can become. I don't think you are. Okay. No. Oh no. Alright, so let's just trash Slovakia. That's not a problem. We're going to keep doing that. You, my friend?
Voting in.
Can you get the rest? Do I want the rest of Belarus? Or do I want to move on to something like the Baltic States? Only a 10% in Russia. Oh, Kazakhstan's quite a good one to get. Hey, Weebleed, how's it going? Good to see you. And because we have this one in Belarus, no one can come nab the executive. You have to have one control point to get the executive. So in these smaller countries, by getting one, you've kind of locked down the other, which is nice to see. I think we might go and spend a little scooch to try and get a bit of Kazakhstan, and then we'll maybe try and move in, do some work in Russia. I'm worried Russia is going to fall to the academy. It is falling to the academy. That's slightly problematic. It's not the end of the world. And they're going to suffer greatly at some point. But it's going to limit our ability to do stuff in the short term. Okay. This is fine. Alright, let's go for Kazakhstan. 73, 79. Okay, do it.
We will be running this place in no time.
Let's, before I spend any more, let's recruit a new dude. So at high persuasion is nice. And then for, I can't remember, there's 3 stats added to this. Admin, command, and persuasion. So anyone with lots of high admin, command, and persuasion is also very good. So in this guy's really good actually. Whew. And he will add an overall 19 point star command tool, which we're nowhere near at the minute, but we will absolutely hit. I think he's going to be a winner right now. Early doors persuasion is very important, but high admin is good for longevity. You can, what can you do? Control. Can you? The only thing you can't do, which would have been useful, is I've forgotten the word. Public campaign, which you can do. So I think I kind of want to try and pick up these 2 people. Let's start with you. And then I don't have enough influence, so we'll get her. Hopefully she'll still be around next time.
Ready to go.
Why we started so far zoomed out, I don't know. Can I use me in, please? Thank you. Okay, let's go try and control more things, all the things. Well, still, I mean, we could, yeah, I feel like we want to try and get some, if we're going to go for Russia, get some Russian adjacent bits and bobs. We can try and get that consolidated. Also grab Israel at some point. You can totally wreck the world with lots of nuclear weapons, which usually is obviously a bad thing. We're a little bit more flexible with our view on how terrible the world being destroyed by nukes is. Okay, let's grab you. Because we can flip you over to a Russian side of things if need be. And I'm just going to roll the 86, that's not a problem. And you... Yeah, you're... I'm not going to investigate the alien just yet. Instead, I'm going to keep using you on random places, which you may or may not keep. Just to get some spoils. In fact, can we... Just grab this again then.
Putting our people in place.
And we'll just go total kleptomania and rinse it for resources. And then once it's a hollow shell, leave. But we're the good guys. Oh, that was a long first turn. How long were we now? Like 20 minutes to 2 turns. I'll get a bit quicker. The war in Ukraine is still burning on. Ooh, okay. So someone has cracked down on one of our points, which means they may attempt to take it. I'm not sure who that was, actually. Fine. Yeah, we could have... Definitely, I think we're going to have problems in Russia, but we'll see how we go. We may end up... nowhere else is that friendly to us. We shall see. We shall see.
Our supporters are in place.
Okay, we've got one of the Baltic states.
Our presence is growing.
Kazakhstan. And we found a council. That's fine.
Our
I'm
supporters are in place.
good job. I'm in full land grab mode right now. And here I'm happy just to keep going. Kleptomania. Let's just destroy the place. Hey, 80s, how's it going? Thanks, it's nice to be back. And, you know, ruining the world. Before we give it up, we could put everything onto, like, nuclear weapons, because when you leave, the council doesn't take over. Hey, and thanks for the sub, my guy. 9 months. The laws of internet forced me to say some reference to a Twitch baby. Congratulations.
We'll be ready for new orders soon.
Cool, right.
Wrapping up here.
Have we... We've not done it yet. So it's a bit kind of this weird turn-based real-time thing, but it's all good. Oh, some new organizations. I do want to look at that, and I don't quite have enough influence for our new person. Fine. Let's look at
Ready for orders.
orgs. See what we got. I can't afford any of them, because they all need influence, and I have no influence. Fine. We shall hold off until there's actually something we can pick up. We can talk about it and look at it then. Yeah. More countries, please. So I think I'm going to go grab this executive before we get kicked out here, because I don't want to get kicked out.
Putting our people in place.
What's the op?
Ready for my mission.
Yeah, please. 51, that's pretty low. I might get you to start doing some public campaigning here. Because if the Academy get one more, we may not be able to get in. So we'll give it a go.
Tell our story.
Standing by for orders.
Stand
Good,
by.
and you are so rubbish, it upsets me. Look, go investigate some alien stuff, right?
Headed there now.
Good. Research, I haven't talked about, so there is public research up here, which everyone can work towards, all the factions down here, and everyone benefits from. Well, as in they get the technology, it's more or less of interest to people. And then there's specific faction stuff here, which I should have changed to day one to probably management research, which is very expensive, but it does give you more control points. And it's just because the other ones are not as interesting, to be perfectly honest. We'll do that. We'll put some points into that. Otherwise, Academy's kind of winning everything right now, which makes sense. They have a big boost at the start and then kind of fall away a little bit as the game continues. Everyone has a job. Let's spin it.
Always been true that we
hello.
must leave the
So this is a bit of a rough start. You know, I've put a bit of focus
Public
on
opinion is
Russia,
moving in our direction.
and they are very Academy based. It's not the end of the world as long as I want to get in here a little bit. We can always kick that Academy out later. I'm not so worried about having 100% control and stuff.
Here's what we found.
I feel like it's not as a big a deal with the servants. But I could be wrong. We have found some alien stuff. Great. The emissaries have long gone. Oh. But we get influence and science. Okay, new objective, study their science. Have you wondered why that spacecraft crashed as it did? We don't think strange that another species so much more advanced than us, so much more experienced, should suffer an inexplicable accident? Let us find out. Complete the alien signatures project. So we can... That's our objectives. We can do just that. Which I think is in... No, it's not there yet. We shall wait. There we go. Alien signatures. Hardly any research. Get it done.
We are taking over.
Okay, we're now in control of Belarus. The world trembles. And the resistance tried to kick out Belarus. Okay. Well, and humanity first. We might have to do some defending of our interests, which you don't know usually do because it costs you influence. We shall see. Okay.
Your orders? Ready.
And we want to stabilize Kazakhstan. Yeah, we can get that. Who's
Ready
my
for
most
orders.
persuasive man?
Here.
Well, they're both pretty similar. Although, if I hire someone new, and they're still available, there was you, Lunette Alba, who I'm pretty happy with. Yes. And then next time we have a little bit of cash, we're going to probably fire Ellen. Because you're a bit rubbish, Ellen. Sorry. Okay, so if I wanted you to control Russia, 26, I'm going to throw the dice on this. Because I want to get in here before the Academy do, otherwise we won't be able to get in the
At your
Executive.
service.
And to throw all our eggs in a single basket, we're also going to be doing some public campaigning. The missions resolve the higher percentage success will resolve first, so this mission will resolve before our attempt to take the control point, which should give us a boost to it beyond the percentage we have seen.
Reporting in.
You are just so bad.
Acknowledged.
And you can't do public things, but you can steal control points. Can you defend? Might be worth just trying to defend this. It does cost 20 influence, which kind of sucks, and it's only Belarus. And how much do I really care? Probably a little bit. Go for it.
Securing our interests.
Other bits we need to do. I've neglected to tweak my investment stuff. Right. If I go to no, wrong button. Whew. If I go to somewhere in here, I've forgotten how you do this. You can set up one of these. I've forgotten where menu is. It's in one of these design priority templates. Beautiful. This is going to be growth. We want lots of money in the economy because that generates more points to invest, and investment's good. I want kind of welfare. I want knowledge. Don't really care about unity. Don't often care about military spoils or funding. I switch them on as required. Let's do maybe that. Although a lot of things, I'm going to leave this as just as my growth basis. Good. Save, set default, and this just means wherever we take over someone new, this is will automatically get put in place. We're then going to want to tweak it for countries. So if we go to Belarus, how is this looking as a country? And you see there's lots of information around here. They are quite advanced, which is good. They are fairly cohesive, so we don't have to worry too much about building unity. In fact, they're probably well, they're not a little bit high. It depends what you want. If you want maximum science, this needs to be around about 5, where there's enough division that people have kind of good ideas and stuff, but they're not like killing each other. So if we start on growth basis, any other problems we really need to deal with? There's a little bit of unrest, but we can do that with missions to calm that down instead. So I think this is fine for just now. I'll not worry about funding or mission control or anything like that. I think this is grand. Good. Yeah, that's fine. We'll just do the same for you because you're also in a reasonable state. That's all well and good, and we are just stealing all the money we can out of Slovakia. Sorry, Slovakia. Kazakhstan, let's do that. Is also fine. Why are you angry? When inequality is increasing. Oh, okay. So I need more wealth there. We'll come back and deal with strife is not good. I need to do some calming down missions over here. Can you do any of these, Ellen? Of course not, because you're rubbish. Okay, we have capacity to spare, so I'm quite happy just to grab anywhere. Because if we don't want to keep it, we can just get resources and run away. Sorry, she has a 91 in... What? Lao loves the aliens. Loves them. That's a little bit odd. But sure. Oh, Mongolia's gone. Oh, Kyrgyzstan has gone. Not the stands. Because I don't really want to spend... Do you know what? I might just go grab Lao and we might keep it for just now. We can always bin it later if need be. Or there's bits of Africa, that's not that interesting. Yeah. Let's just do this.
We'll bring this nation to our side.
Yeah. Why they love us, who knows? Okay. I promise to be quicker, and I'm doing a bad job of it. Okay, good. We defended our mighty fortress in Belarus. And I really hope we get in here so we can slightly offset the economy. Sweet. Russia loves the servants. We complete alien signatures, so we now can detect alien abductions on Earth. We have confirmed at least one of the emissaries survived the crash and escaped into the local wilderness. It has so far remained hidden from the various human forces hunting it. We've also received reports of animals and humans have been reported missing in the surrounding area. Is this the work of emissaries or their pursuers? Interesting. Many of our followers believe that I am all-knowing. This is not true. I admit I allow them to believe it. A certain amount of mystique can be useful. With you, though, I will be honest. In all honesty, I do not know what the aliens are doing, but I do know why they're doing it. The aliens did not come here because they hate us, as the more xenophobic among our species believe, nor did they come in friendship, as the more naive ones do. Nor did they come for profit or for power or out of necessity. They became because they are lost. They don't understand this as yet, but neither do the people of Earth, but they will. It's our task to help them see. Okay. Surveil missions near crash sites. If any abduction detectors, send in a counter to investigate alien activity. Yes, boss. Right, we can go back to this management research. Do I want to try and get involved here? No, I think I'm going to focus on other bits and pieces and let them do stuff. Well, actually, that's not true. Because I don't care that much about management research either. And the more tech you get involved in, the more science you get overall. Granted, it's not much at the minute. But it's more, so I generate more science this way, so that's fine. Okay, come on.
Significant support.
Okay. Lao, good. 5. Didn't we use so you have to roll less than your requirement. So rolling a 5% is a phenomenally good roll, and we wasted it on Lao. I could have really used with that on Rosh.
Mission aborted.
Okay, we do not have Russia. We may have to go on a different plan. Okay. Okay, stop trying to purge me. Is this still crackdown? Why is this crackdown? Frustrating. Okay. So you can try and kick people out of control points. You can do like crackdowns and stuff. Where is it?
Here.
Do I have them? We can do a crackdown, which you can see is almost no chance of success. We can also do purges, which also has almost no chance of success. But that's how you go about doing it. So since we don't have Russia, what shall we do? We could go for the likes of India, China. With our kind of eastern view of the world at the minute. And come for Russia later. I also probably want, since Russia is not ours, I want to get Kazakhstan out of this Eurasian Union, because currently Kazakhstan is sharing its boost with Russia, which is space flight capability, and I want that. I don't give it to Academy. So let's do a couple of things. We're going to take control of Kazakhstan.
Ready for my mission.
I'm going to not fire you yet, unfortunately.
Standing by for orders.
Do we keep fighting over Russia? Not now. I want to get up to my cap elsewhere. So you're we've got 7, 7, and 8. That's a nice level of. Apart from Ellen, these guys are pretty good. They may not have the right skills elsewhere, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. You guys are taking these random places in the middle. Do I want to start work on China or India? And if so, which one? Maybe let's start with... Oh, wow, it's public success campaign chance. That is abysmally low. What if we start grabbing more of the neighbouring places? Okay, let's do that. Let's go control some random nations.
I'm here.
Where to?
This is not transpiring to be the start I was expecting. Anything else bordering in here that we could pick up? Yeah, we could pick up the Himalayan states, I suppose. And these are all terrible countries. Having the presence of the borders does help. I mean, we could actually go Balkans instead. No, let's not do it. Let's try and get the East rocking and rolling. With maybe pick up Russia at some point. So let's go. Yeah, sure, we'll grab that.
Taking control.
At your service.
I don't really want to spend influence. I'm gonna leave it. If someone takes it, someone takes it. Let's go grab some more land. Alright, go grab Afghanistan.
Bringing them to our side.
What a
Standing by.
Oh no. Ellen. Of course Ellen's not got a job. What a poor collection of places that we're having to take over. Is there anywhere you can go that's of use? Even just to strip mine? Well, you can go to, what is this, Niger.
Establishing control.
We might be able to strip mine it. Hello, Humanity First. You are not going to be our friends. So ideally, you want to kind of focus either on like a European powerhouse. France is good because they come from the EU. The UK is obviously quite powerful. Right. Economic, space flight, generals. I mean, I just like the economic one because it helps build an engine, really. More economic points, more economy, more to invest, so on and so forth. Ooh, aliens. Come on in, friends.
We have got our people in place.
Okay. Sweet, we control Afghanistan. We have failed in Myanmar.
Presence is growing.
And we've controlled the Himalayan states. All incredibly powerful parts of the world, I'm sure you agree. Okay, that's good.
Our presence is growing.
And we've randomly controlled Niger. Now for Niger, I mean it's not the richest place in the world, but I'm going to strip it. I don't really care about it. I'm going to try and get a block going over here. Yeah, at least they're expending a lot of efforts to do this.
Not to look directly at what you're trying to see. Offset your focal point somewhere.
Okay, so we have completed Skywatch, which I think allows us to send a mission to the moon. Reveals science, track vessels, reveals aliens. Okay. And we've completed mission to space.
Heaven and earth, a wise people may find the signs of Allah. Let us heed those words and join.
Okay, I can't remember which one. Any of these allow us to the moon? Can we do the moon already? Let's have a look. Moon, Luna. So not a. No. Can't remember. There's a tech which unlocks go and survey the moon. We haven't got that yet. I can't remember which tech it is. I will say when we do it, this tech unlocks probing moons, but we haven't got there yet. Okay, what we do have is a little bit of control over several terrible parts of the world. Why? Oh, we failed Myanmar, that's why.
Cleaning
What did we get?
things up.
We got one of the Himalayans. We got Niger, and we
for my
got
next mission.
Afghanistan. Of course we did. Of course we did. I will need someone who can do some stabilizing at some point, which we may get the one who replaces Ellen. To look at that. I was too quick. Wasn't timed for assignments yet. Happens quite a lot, do that. Stabilize. You can stabilize. That's useful. I mean, Afghanistan is just not that interesting, but we want to stabilize like Kazakhstan, which is a bit more interesting. Okay, you go stabilize that.
We will turn down
It
the
is a
heat.
good use of your skills.
Ready.
I would like someone who can maybe start campaigning in here, but let's maybe work on controlling other bits and pieces in the vicinity. I also want this piece before someone else comes and nabs it, so let's cement control there, and we can also leave the Union.
Standing by for orders.
You can public campaign, but maybe you just want to start exerting some control over these
Establishing our presence.
places, and then we'll get campaigning.
Where to?
Very shortly, I'm going to have someone who's essentially full-time campaigning, but we're not there yet. Now you can get Chad. Or Bakar. Are any of these... What's your GDP? 5 billion, 26 billion. Well, I don't know, it's so different. Okay. Go try and steal that.
Taking control.
Anywhere else? Can I get a list of countries? Show all nations. Can I filter by ones which like me? No, I can't. That would be an awesome sorting tool. Show me where my support's the highest. Fine. So we've used 47 over 151 points. We don't have anywhere any major nations yet, but like I say, we can always abandon a few of these kleptomaniac ones if we need the points. Now, actually, I also wanted to check, which I neglect to do, our orgs. Now, we don't have much
I will
influence,
report when my mission is complete.
but we do have money. Nope. I didn't even need to do that because I can see they all need influence, for I have eyes. Cool.
The situation remains chaotic.
For God's sake. We must stabilize the country.
We've got our people in place.
We've got Chad. We're unstoppable.
You've gained significant support.
And the Himalayan states.
We've gained significant support.
Okay, because I say that one is vaguely useful. Okay. So we now control both parts of Kazakhstan. I think we need to put more into welfare here because it's not great. That's fine. Your Kijin could do with being up a little bit, so maybe, yeah, I'll do that. I'm going to want someone who can influence policy, which unfortunately does cost influence, but what's the word I can say? Will be useful to get all this boost in our control. Can I also, now that I'm in control, tweak your relations? Manage. Let's not be... I was thinking, I want to be not friends with you. That's over here, that's why. I can't. Cannot be in the same federation. Oh, I'll have to leave the federation. I think I can do that through an advised policy one. So let's do that.
Heading to the capital.
Cool.
I'm here.
I do need to start doing some public campaigning somewhere. How's my chances here now? Still absolutely terrible. We could just start building up some campaigning elsewhere. We could do... Maybe we can try and get Pakistan. That's not horrendous. 320 money. That's a lot of money. I feel slightly aggrieved having to spend such large amounts of money. Maybe we just start rolling some of these. Pakistan would be, I think, useful. Alright.
Establishing control.
We'll give it a go.
Where to?
Alright, fine. We'll grab Myanmar as well.
Bringing them to our side.
And you, my boy. Should have probably done it with you because you're not as good at other bits and pieces. We could get Sri Lanka. It's another neighbour.
We will
Go
be
for it.
running this place in no time.
Every circumstance is
Hello.
an opportunity.
Okay. And then we'll try and just build our popularity in these places and through that India as well. And then we'll try and maybe get China.
Policy direction.
So I would like to... why? Can I not leave? At least get my influence back.
Cleaning things up.
Not sure why I can't leave the Federation, but I want
Still
to.
lack support.
You have
We still lack
failed.
support.
You have failed? Oh, it's a terrible turn.
We are taking over.
Oh, we've got one Pakistan. Okay, that's actually good. That's the important one.
We'll be ready for new order soon.
Sweet. Hello, fleet. And you crash. Okay. In China. And that's where we're going to bring this one to a close. So definitely a tricky start here with the servants. Not really getting much grip on the land that we want, nor do we have the most capable team of operatives. But I'm always one for rolling with the punches, so interesting to see where we can take this in the end. As this is the first episode of a new series, I would appreciate if you hit that like button or leave a comment, as it does help boost visibility with algorithm, and I won't ask you again in the series. I do hope you have enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Cheerio!